हेलो एवरीवन, आप सभी का स्वागत है मेरे चैनल जिसका नाम है दिस इज आनंद क्लासेस और मैं हूँ स्मृति। आज मैं आप सबके सामने लाई हूँ इकोनॉमिक्स का चैप्टर 1 का सेकेंड पार्ट। तो लास्ट क्लास हमने कहाँ तक किया था? हमने फार्मिंग इन पलमपुर के बारे में डिटेल में पढ़ा था। लैंड इज फिक्स्ड, इज देयर अ वे वन कैन ग्रो मोर फ्रॉम द सेम लैंड। सो आज हम लोग स्टार्ट करेंगे विल द लैंड सस्टेन से, ठीक है। सो land being a natural resource, okay, it is necessary to be careful in its use. Scientific reports indicate that the modern farming methods have overused the natural resource base. So land sustain करेगा, land एक natural resource है। So हमें बहुत careful रहना चाहिए when we are using our natural resources. So we have overused the land, the other natural resources very much. In many areas, green revolution is associated with the loss of soil fertility. We had green revolution, जिसमें हमारा जो soil का fertility है वो loss में गया था, ठीक है। green revolution के कारण हमारा soil का जो fertility था वो impact किया है, ठीक है। Due to the increased use of chemical fertilizers, also continuous use of groundwater for tube well irrigation has led to the depletion of the water table. Environmental resources like soil fertility and groundwater are built up over years. Once destroyed, it is very difficult to restore them. We must take care of the environment to ensure future development of agriculture. So we need to take care of the environment, okay? It is very important, okay. So some activities are given, you can do it at your home, okay. So chemical fertilizers provide minerals which dissolve in water and are immediately available to plants, but these may not be retained in the soil for long, okay. So these are some of the things which is very important from environment point of view. They may escape from the soil and pollute the groundwater. The fertilizers that we use in agriculture, you can say the harmful effects or demerits of these fertilizers being used in today's agricultural practices. So they pollute the groundwater, rivers and lakes. Chemical fertilizers also kill the bacteria which are required in the soil. So the consumption of chemical fertilizers in Punjab is highest in the country. So where the use of fertilizers is highest in our country, it is in Punjab, okay. In Punjab we have the highest percentage of utilization of fertilizers, okay. Fourth point is, how is land distributed between the farmers of Palampur? So this is very important. You must have realized how important land is for our farming. So land is very important for farming purpose. Unfortunately, not all the people engaged in agriculture have sufficient land for cultivation, okay. 1/3 of the 450 families are landless. 150 families, most of them Dalits, have no land for cultivation. So in Palampur, one third of the families don't have any land for cultivation, okay. You can see the large number of small plots scattered around the village in the picture. See, so you can see the small number of plots scattered in the picture. So these are cultivated by the small farmers. On the other hand, more than half the area of the village is covered by plots that are quite large in size. In Palampur, there are 60 families of medium and large farmers who cultivate more than 2 hectares of land. A few of the large farmers have land extending over 10 hectares to more. So these are the distribution of land which is given in in the Palampur area, okay. So what's given in the picture? Work on the fields, wheat crop, plowing by bullocks. You can see in the picture in your given book. Okay. So in the picture 1.5, which is the previous one, distribution of cultivated land. Can you shade the land cultivated by the small farmers? So you can do it by yourself. These are small activities. So it is given distribution of cultivated area and farmers according to the statistical status of agriculture. Okay, agriculture statistics. So cultivated area is 55.4%, marginal, and small farmers have very number of farmers are more in the small and marginal farmers, and they have less cultivated area. Okay, who will provide the labor? So after land, labor is the next necessary factor for production. So after this land, which one is the next factor that we have discussed in the last class? Labor is the next factor which is being required for cultivation. Okay, after land, labor. Okay. So farming requires a great deal of hard work. Small farmers along with their families cultivate their own fields. Thus they provide the labor required for farming themselves. So small farmers are the laborers for themselves. Okay. No, they don't hire any laborers because they are small farmers. Medium and large farmers hire farm laborers to work on their fields. So small farmers are themselves laborers. Okay. And the medium and large farmers, they have farmer laborers for their work. Okay, farm laborers come either from landless families or families cultivating small plots of land. So this farm laborers, okay, from where they come? Okay, they come from people who don't have any land. Okay, landless people and small farmers. Okay, these are the people. Unlike farmers, farm laborers do not have a right over the land. So the laborers are only laborers. They don't have any right over the land that they are cultivating. Okay. So crops grown on the land. Instead, they are paid wages by the farmer for whom they work. Wages can be in cash or in kind, that is crop. So the wages that are being provided to the laborers, farm laborers, they are in the form of either what you can say wages or money, or in the form of crop. So sometimes laborers get mills also. Wages vary widely from region to region, from crop to crop, from one farm activity to another. Okay, there is also wide variation in the duration of employment. So there is also variation in the duration of the employment. Okay, a farm laborer might be employed on a daily basis or for one particular farm activity like harvesting, or for the whole year. Dala is a landless farm laborer who works on daily wages in Palampur. This means he must regularly look for work. The minimum wages for a farm laborer set by the government is rupees 300 per day, but Dala gets only rupees 160. So who is Dala? Dala is a landless farm laborer. Okay. So Dala is a landless farm laborer who works on daily wages in Palampur. Okay. Having competition for work among the farm laborers in Palampur, so people agreed to work for lower wages. So government had decided to give rupees 300 per day. Okay, but people Dala is getting only 165 because there are laborers whom they can offer less wages than this also. So Dala complains. So Dala gets lower wages. Dala complains about his situation to Ramkali, who is another farm laborer. Both Dala and Ramkali are among the poorest people in the village. So the sixth point is the capital needed in farming. So the sixth important point is capital. Money which is needed for farming. Okay. Most small farmers have to borrow money to arrange for the capital. They borrow from large farmers or the village money lenders or the traders who supply various inputs for cultivation. The rate of interest on such loans is very high. They are put to great distress to repay the loan. So, how small farmers get loan? Because they don't have any money. Okay, they need to take money, borrow money from someone else. So they borrow from any farmer who is earning more than him, or village money lenders are also there. So for example, it's given in your book. Savita is a small farmer. She plans to cultivate wheat on her 1 hectare of land. Besides seeds, fertilizers and pesticides, she needs cash to buy water and repair her farm instruments. She estimates that the working capital itself would cost a minimum of rupees 3,000. She doesn't have the money, so she decides to borrow from Tejpal Singh, a large farmer. Tejpal Singh agrees to give Savita the loan at an interest rate of 24% for 4 months. So the interest rate is very high in these cases. Okay. Savita also has to promise to work on his field as a farm laborer during the harvest season at rupees 100 per day. As you can tell, this wage is quite low because the government is giving 300 rupees per day and he is giving only rupees 100 per day. Okay. Savita knows that she will have to work very hard to complete harvesting on her own field and then work as a farm laborer for Tejpal Singh. The harvest time is very busy time. As a mother of 3 children, she has a lot of household responsibilities. Savita agrees to these tough conditions as she knows getting a loan is difficult for a small farmer. In contrast to the small farmers, the medium and large farmers have their own savings from farming. They are thus able to arrange for the capital needed. How do these farmers have their own savings? So the medium and large laborers. So this is the case of small farmers. Okay. Medium and large laborers own savings. Okay. They have savings. Okay. So we have read about the 3 factors of production, that is land, labor and capital, and how they are used in farming. Among the 3 factors of production, we have found that labor is the most abundant factor of production. There are many people who are willing to work as farm laborers in the villages, whereas the opportunities of work are limited. They belong to either landless families or the people who are small farmers. Okay. In contrast to labor, land area is a scarce factor of production. Cultivated land area is more. Acha, you have to give this fill in the blanks. Okay. So this is your homework. So the 7th point is sale of surplus farm products. Let us suppose that the farmers have produced wheat on their lands using the 3 factors of production, that is land, labor and capital. The wheat is harvested and production is complete. So then they have to sell it. Okay. Small farmers like Savita and Govind's sons have little surplus wheat because their total production is small, and from this a substantial share is kept for their own family needs. So it is the medium and large farmers who supply wheat to the market. So the small farmers do not supply to the market because they have limited stock, they have cultivated limited wheat and they need that also for their own livelihood. The traders at the market buy the wheat and sell it to shopkeepers in the towns and cities. Okay. So for example, Tejpal Singh, the large farmer, has surplus of 350 quintals of wheat from all his lands. So he sells the surplus and he earns good earnings. Okay, he have good earnings. So this is some of the examples. So what does this Tejpal Singh do with his earnings? Had put money in his bank account. Sometimes he buys a tractor. So anything he can do with his earnings. Okay, like Tejpal Singh, other large and medium farmers. So these large and medium farmers, sorry, not small. These large and medium farmers, not laborers. These large and medium farmers, they are the ones who sell their products in market. Okay, sell their products in market. Okay, so they are the ones. So non-farm activities in Palampur. So we have learnt about farming as the main production activity in Palampur. We shall now take a look at some of the non-farm production activities. So non-farm production activities, what are those? Only 25% of people working in Palampur are engaged in activities other than agriculture. So only 25% are engaged in other activities. Dairy, the other common activity. Dairy is a common activity in many families of Palampur. People feed their buffaloes on various kinds of grass and the jawar and bajra that grows during the rainy season. The milk is sold in Raiganj. So dairy is the other farming, other common activity which you can see. Okay. So dairy is another common activity that we have discussed. The milk is sold in Raiganj, a nearby large village. Two traders from Shahpur town have set up collection cum chilling centers at Raiganj, from where the milk is transported to farm. So this second common activity that we have discussed is dairy. Okay, so milk is used for selling and earning purpose. Okay, and the next is an example of small scale manufacturing. So the next common activity is small scale manufacturing. Small scale manufacturing process. Okay, so the small scale manufacturing process in Palampur, at present less than 50 people are engaged in manufacturing in Palampur. So Palampur is an imaginary village. Okay, so these numbers are also very imaginary. So 50, for example, these are given like 50 people are engaged in small scale manufacturing. Okay, 50 people. So these are examples. Okay, unlike the manufacturing that takes place in the big factories in the towns and cities, manufacturing in Palampur involves very simple activities. Okay, very simple production methods and are done on a small scale. They are carried out mostly at home or in the fields with the help of family labor. Rarely are laborers hired. So the families only are doing this production activities, manufacturing activities. No one is being hired because these are very small. These people are doing at a very small scale. Okay. Third is the shopkeepers of Palampur. People involved in trade, exchange of goods are not many in Palampur. The traders of Palampur are shopkeepers who buy various goods from wholesale markets in the cities and sell them in the village. You will see small general stores in the village selling a wide range of items like rice, wheat, sugar, tea, oil. So Palampur is a small village, so the shopkeepers only, they are the traders also. They have large variety of things in their shops, like for example wheat, rice, sugar, toothpaste, pen, pencil, etc. Okay. So a few of the families whose houses are close to the bus stand have used a part of the space to open small shops. They sell eatables. Okay. For example, Kareem has opened a computer class center in the village. In recent years, a large number of students have been attending college in Sapur town. Okay. Kareem found that a number of students from the village are also attending computer classes in the town. There were 2 women in the village who had a degree in computer applications. So these are some of the examples that are given here in your book. Small scale. You can say small scale business kind of thing. Okay. So the last part is the transport, a fast developing sector. There are variety of vehicles on the road connecting Palampur to Raiganj. Rickshawalas, Tongawalas, jeep, tractor, truck drivers, people driving the traditional bullock cart and bogie are people in the transport services. They ferry people and goods from one place to another, and in return they get paid for it. So this is the third one was the shopkeepers, and the last one is the transport. Okay. A fast developing sector. Okay. So it's, for example, it's given about the Kishora. Okay, you can read by it yourself. So Kishora is a farm laborer. Like other such laborers, Kishora found it difficult to meet his family needs from agriculture from the wages that he received. Few years back, Kishora took a loan from the bank. This was under a government program which was giving cheap loans to poor landless households. Kishora bought a buffalo with this money. He now sells the buffalo's milk. So these are some of the small scale businesses you can see in villages kind of thing. So with this we have come to the end of this chapter. Hope you liked the video. And if you like this video, kindly share it with your friends, my dear students, and subscribe and ask them to subscribe my channel, Mrs. Anand Classes. So this was a very simple chapter for the beginning part. Okay. Economics class 9. So this is very nicely being explained itself in the book. You can read it once and you will understand each and everything. For you, the most important part of this chapter is the summary part. For every chapter, the summary part is the most very important part. So read it once. Okay. So what we have learned, if we summarize what we have learned in this chapter, we have learned the production activity. So what are the things which are required, or the factors of production? The first one is the land. Land is being required for the production. Second is the labor. Third, what was the third? Third is the capital. And the next factor, is there any other factor which is being required for this purpose, for the production purpose? Kindly comment in the comment box. Okay. So what we have read, the first factor is land, labor, capital. So these are some of the important factors. So there are some small factors also which I want you to write in the comment box. Okay, if you like this video, kindly subscribe. So the summary part is very important. We have read about the farming as the main production activity in that village, which is the Palampur village. So labor is being the most abundant factor for production. Which is the most abundant factor of production? Labor.